Dear students, now we are going to discuss general rules of laws of inheritance proposed by Mendel on the basis of monohybrid cross. After completion of monohybrid cross 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that, 7 pairs of true breeding lines. So he conducted 7 monohybrid crosses. And to consolidate 7 monohybrid crosses, he proposed laws of inheritance. What about general rules of laws of inheritance on the basis of monohybrid cross? Okay, so what about monohybrid cross based laws of inheritance? First one, law of dominance. So what are the given statements under the heading laws of law of dominance? Statement 1, characters. Or characters, phenotypic characters, are regulated by discrete, separate, individual, regulated by discrete units, regulated by discrete, separate units. According to Mendel, that unit was factor. Or factors. Okay, so discrete means separate, individual structures, separate entity like that. Next, those factors exist. These factors, those factors, they exist as pairs. Pair means, for example, this is a homologous chromosome 1, homologous chromosome 2. This is homologous pair. For example, here capital T, here capital T. This is one pair of alleles. And the second homologous pair, small t, small t. Next homologous pair, capital T, small t. This is a one pair of factors. This is a one pair of factors. One pair of factors. So factors are existing in the form of pairs. Pairs of factors. Third statement. In that pair of factor, in a pair of factor, in a pair of factor. Okay, so in the pair, it's a pair of factor, pair of factor, pair of factor. Both the alleles either be similar or dissimilar. For example, capital T, capital T. This is a pair of factor. Same. Both are dominant, homozygous. Small t, small t. Same. Pure. And a capital T, small t. Dissimilar. So this is a dissimilar pair. Similar pair. Similar pair. And this one also similar pair. And this one is a dissimilar pair. So in a dissimilar pair, one factor dominates the other factor. Here, dominant one is capital T, and the other one is recessive one is a small t. So this is a dissimilar type. Now, what about law of dominance? According to law of dominance, dominant trait or character expressed in F1 generation. Next, both dominant and recessive traits expressed or recovered expressed in F2 generation. In F2 generation, the trait that is a recessive trait which is not expressed in F1 is expressed in F2 generation. Next, dominant trait is expressed in both homozygous and heterozygous condition. Both homozygous and heterozygous. For example, capital T, tall character, tall only. Capital T, small t. Here also tall. In the first parent or progeny, both are capital T. So obviously tall character. In the second individual, both the alleles are present. This one, capital T and small t. But what about a phenotype of that one? Tall only. So dominant trait is expressed in both homozygous and heterozygous condition. And what about recessive trait? Recessive trait expressed in homozygous condition only. Capital T. Phenotype, dwarf. And the last statement, law of dominance expressed a phenotypic ratio of 3:1. In F1, 100% dominant only, 100% dominant trait. In F2, both dominant and recessive, both appeared in 3:1 ratio. So that is about law of dominance, right? So that is about law of dominance. And the second rule, law of segregation. Law of segregation. Okay, so this one completed. Second rule, law of segregation. Law of segregation. So law of segregation applicable to all crosses, dihybrid cross, all. This law is applicable to. This law of segregation is applicable to or present in all. Not only monohybrid cross. Okay, so what is the law of segregation? Law of segregation means, go back to meiosis. During meiosis, particularly during meiosis 1, in that meiosis 1 anaphase 1. During anaphase 1, the main event is segregation or disjunction of homologous chromosomes. Homologous chromosomes present in a pair. Okay, so what about the 2n chromosome number of Pisum sativum? In Pisum sativum, 2n chromosome number is 14, 7 pairs. 7 pairs of homologous chromosomes. 2n 14 means 7 pairs. After completion of crossing over, what about the fate of both the chromosomes present in a bivalent, separated from each other? So this event is not restricted to monohybrid cross, present in all sexually reproducing organisms with meiosis. That is a common phenomenon. Separation of homologous chromosomes. So what about the given statements in the textbook? This was, means law of segregation was based on a fact, that it was based on a fact that alleles do not show blending. Do not show blending. There is no blending of alleles. What is that? Do not show blending of alleles. For example, 2n chromosome number is 14. During meiosis, 7 pairs. Okay, so after completion of meiosis, or particularly during anaphase 1, for example, this chromosome is with capital T, and this chromosome is also with capital T. For example, okay, so this one belongs to one haploid set, 7 chromosomes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is a haploid set 1, haploid set 2, 7 chromosomes. Okay, so now the gamete. So during meiosis, these two are separated from each other, and this set is into one gamete, this set into another gamete. So gamete with the haploid set, 7 chromosomes, second gamete with haploid set, and here capital T, capital T. So what about both the alleles separated from each other, diploid or not, because of separation? And take one more also. Homologous pair 1, small t, small t. After meiosis or during meiosis, one gamete is with a small t, other gamete also with a small t. Haploid, haploid. As both are homozygous, what about the number of kinds of gametes possible? One kind only, one kind. Reason that is in pure condition. And what about F1? Capital T, and a small t. So here it is a capital T, and this one small t, heterozygous condition, F1 individual. The individual is F1, monohybrid. This is not hybrid. This is not hybrid. Reason? Having same type of alleles, same type of alleles. But what about this one? Having two different alleles. One gene is in heterozygous condition, monohybrid. So during meiosis, what about here also? Fate, segregation. Now each gamete is getting one kind of allele. 50% with capital T, remaining 50% with small t. Here 100% one kind only. 100% one kind. All are with capital T. Here also 100% one kind with small t. Reason that is a pure one, homozygous one. So always a homozygous one is able to produce one kind of gamete only. One kind, one kind, one kind or not. So this is with a one kind of gamete. Many gametes, but kinds only one with the capital T only. And here also one kind of gamete. One kind of gamete. But what about in the third one? Two kinds of gametes. Two kinds. Two kinds. What are they? Gametes with capital T, gametes with small t. So 50% with capital T, remaining 50% with small t. Here probability of each one is 1/2 capital T, 1/2 small t. Okay, so now go back. What is do not show blending? Now each gamete is getting how many kinds of alleles? One kind, one only, moreover. These two are separate. Are they moving together? No. Capital T, small t into one gamete? No. So do not show blending. Are they moving together into each and every gamete? What about the total number of alleles here? One only. One only. Here, one only. But here, of course, same type, but two are not. This is one pair. This is pair. This is also pair. As this pair is moving into, is it moving into each and every gamete? No. Blending means moving together. Tend to move together. Are they moving together? No. See, capital T into this gamete, capital T into this gamete, small t into this gamete, small t into this gamete. One kind, one kind. Here, it is impure, heterozygous. Capital T into one gamete, small t into another gamete. Is there any gamete with both capital T and small t? Not existing. This is a wrong one here in this case. Wrong. Okay. So this is blending. Is there any blending? No. Alleles do not show blending. So that's why purity of gametes is maintained. So here homozygous, definitely pure gametes one. Homozygous, pure gametes. But what about this one? Impure. Impure means heterozygous. Here it is a capital T, small t, impure. Heterozygous. Even though having two different kinds of alleles, what about gametes? Pure gametes are not. Each gamete with either capital T or small t. Okay, so purity of gametes maintained or not? So purity of gametes on the basis of law of segregation, we can say in this case, law of purity of gametes. According to textbook, second law is law of segregation or purity of gametes. Purity maintained or not? Homozygous, pure, definitely pure gametes. Homozygous, pure, definitely pure gametes. But what about this one? Heterozygous, but gametes are pure. Purity maintained or not? Reason, at the time of segregation or separation, this set into one gamete, that set into another gamete. So even though heterozygous individual is with both capital T and small t, each gamete is received with one of them only. There is no movement or here capital T and small t. They didn't move together. Are they blended or moving together? No, separated. Is there a gamete like this? No. So that's why there is no blending of alleles. So that is about segregation. Law of segregation is applicable to all individuals. Law of segregation is applicable to all individuals. Reason, all these individuals which are able to perform sexual reproduction are with meiosis. If meiosis is present, definitely anaphase 1 is present. What is anaphase 1? Separation of homologous chromosomes. Go back to meiosis. In the case of bacteria, we should not use a law of segregation. Reason, there is no meiosis. So law of segregation is applicable to organisms having meiosis, not applicable to organisms without meiosis. Okay, this statement is very, very important. So that is about law of segregation and purity of gametes. Okay, so what about the number of kinds of laws of inheritance proposed by Mendel on the basis of monohybrid cross? Two only. Law of dominance, and second one is law of segregation or purity of gametes, according to NCERT. But some people considering this one as third law, law of purity. That is also correct. But according to NCERT, second law was law of segregation or law of purity of gametes. According to some other textbooks, on the basis of monohybrid cross, three laws: law of dominance, law of segregation, third law, law of purity of gametes. That is also acceptable. But follow according to NCERT textbook. Key will be according to NCERT textbook in the final NEET examination. Okay, so that's about laws of inheritance on the basis of monohybrid cross. Okay. Now, what about back cross and a test cross? Monohybrid back cross, and test cross also. Test cross also. Okay. So what about monohybrid, back cross, and test cross? Okay. Right. So in the textbook, the given one, Pisum sativum. Pisum sativum. Parent 1, parent 2, monohybrid cross. So this one is a homozygous producing violet color flowers. Violet flowers. Petal color. Violet flower. Dominant trait. This one producing white colored flowers. White colored flowers. Dominant recessive. So what about this is about a phenotype, genotype, capital W, crossed with the small w, homozygous, dominant recessive. So from this, what about the number of kinds of gametes? One kind only, pure gametes. From this one, what about the number of kinds of gametes? One, pure. Artificial xenogamous type of cross pollination, xenogamy. Same flow chart, monohybrid cross flow chart. Now, what about F1, capital W, small w, F1. So this one is a heterozygous. Heterozygous, producing violet flowers. 100% one kind, dominant one. If it is subjected to self-pollination. Now, take a Punnett square. From this one, two kinds of female gametes, two kinds of male gametes. So what are they? Capital W, small w. Okay, capital W, small w. So here capital W. What about the phenotype of first box? Dominant or not? Violet flowers. Next, here also capital W, small w. Violet flowers. Here capital W, small w. Violet flowers. Small w. White colored flowers. First box, second box, third box. 1, 2, 3 with violet colored flowers. And what about the fourth one? Only one box is with white colored flowers. Go back to Mendel's statement. Dominant trait is expressed in both homozygous condition and heterozygous condition. And what about recessive character? Expressed in homozygous condition only. So according to our knowledge, in this box, capital W. Here capital W, small w. Here capital W, small w. In the case of F1 also capital W, small w. Now, what is the importance of test cross and back cross also? What is the use of test and back cross? So these two are used to know the genotype of unknown one. What about the importance of back cross and test cross? So they are used to know or understand genotype of unknown plant. Okay, so here known one. Which one is known one? This one is known. Reason out of 4, how many are in white? 1 only. So white one is a known one. So we have to judge the genotype of unknown one with the help of known. Which one is known to us? Go back to Mendel statement. According to Mendel, recessive trait is expressed in homozygous condition only, but not in heterozygous condition. So the genotype of that one is known to us. On the basis of white colored flowers, we can judge the genotype of this one according to Mendel's statement. Okay, so we can judge the genotype of this one, this one, this one with the help of this one. So now take back cross, first one. What about the back cross? Okay, so this one, take this one, unknown one, violet, first box, unknown one. What about, according to our knowledge, what about the, according to probability of fusion of gametes? Definitely this one is with capital W, but we don't know. But we can say this one as a homozygous dominant with the help of this cross. Unknown one with known one. Which one is known to us? The known one is a small w, known or not? Okay, so on the base of a white color, we can say this one as a homozygous. So this known one is a tester. Known one is a tester. Generally, tester is used to test something or not. Here, homozygous recessive parent used as a tester to know the genotype of this one. Okay. So now prepare the Punnett square. From this side, capital W, capital W. These two gametes here. Small w, small w. Okay, so capital W, capital W. Capital W, small w. Capital W, small w. Capital W, small w. Capital W, small w. And now what about the phenotype of all these? According to that cross, what they appeared, all are violet. Violet flowers. Violet flowers. Violet flowers. Violet flowers. Like monohybrid cross or not? So here 100% dominant. No recessive. Recessive completely absent. Zero probability, 100% absent. So if all are dominant, we can say the genotype of this one has homozygous dominant one. Homozygous dominant. Okay, right? So that is about back cross. Second one, test cross. Test cross also a type of, it is a type of back cross. This is also one type of back cross. One type of back cross means we are crossing unknown one with a known one. This one with the parent or not. Same. There is no difference between these two. The difference is generations only. Small w, small w, small w, small w. Now, what about the unknown one? Second box, third box. Second box and third box. Known one. What is that known one? Small w, small w, recessive parent. Unknown one, capital W, small w. Cross between these two. No selfing. Don't use any selfing. Crossing only. Cross, cross, cross. Don't use the selfing here. How many kinds of gametes? Two types of gametes. Capital W, small w. From this side only one kind, small w, small w. Now, fertilization between these two. Capital W, small w. Capital W, small w. Small w, small w, small w, small w. Now, what about the phenotypes? This one, violet, violet. This one, white. This one, white. Out of four, how many are white and violet? Violet versus white. How many? Two violet, two white. 1:1 ratio. If the ratio is 1:1 between dominant and recessive, we can say the genotype of unknown one as a heterozygous, heterozygous only. In the back cross, 100% dominant. If all are dominant, definitely it is homozygous. And 50% dominant, 50% recessive. What about the genotype of this one? Heterozygous. Okay, is it clear? And we can use this one for capital T, capital T, capital T, small t, capital T, small t, small t, small t. This one, for example, 5 centimeters height, 5 centimeters, 5 centimeters. This one, 2 centimeters. How many are in 2 centimeters? Only one. So the genotype of this one is known to us. And what about the genotype of this one? Confusion. Reason? In the dominant phenotype, 5 centimeters, two types of genotypes are present, homozygous and heterozygous. Out of those two, which one is homozygous, which one is heterozygous? For that one, we have to use back cross and test cross. Back cross to know the genotype of a homozygous dominant. Test cross to know the genotype of a heterozygous dominant. On the base of ratios only. All are dominant. If all are dominant, what about the genotype of unknown one? Homozygous dominant. 50% dominant, 50% recessive. Definitely, the unknown genotype is heterozygous. So that is about a back cross and test cross. Is it clear? Right? Next. Next, what about back cross and test cross ratio? First one, monohybrid back cross ratio. Some people are asking, even though ratio is not possible here. In monohybrid back cross ratio, what about the total number of dominant and recessive. All are dominant. 100% or not? All dominant. All are dominant. 100%. Okay, so what about here? 0%. So for this one, we can't prepare any ratio. Or if they ask, simply go like this. If they question you, many dominant, 0 recessive. Dominant versus recessive. Some people are asking 100% dominant tone. Okay, so next one, second one, monohybrid test cross ratio. Okay, so here dominant and recessive both are present. How many? 50-50. Dominant individuals, recessive individuals, recessive plants. Dominant out of 4 here I'm taking, out of 4. So out of 4, for example, sometimes they're asking like this also. 4:0. Out of 4 available. Okay, this is not the way to represent. So if they ask, use it please. Next, dominant out of 4 or certain number, whatever the number. According to Punnett score, I took 4. So out of 4, 2 are dominant, 2 are recessive. 1:1. 50% dominant, 50% recessive. Okay, so the purpose of back cross, this one is to know genotype of homozygous dominant one. Homozygous dominant. And test cross used to know genotype of heterozygous dominant. Here also dominant. In dominant, 2 types of genotypes are present. Homozygous and heterozygous. Homozygous, heterozygous. Dominant. Who is the tester? The tester is very, very important. Who is the tester? Tester is a known genotype. The genotype of that one is known to us. On the basis of that, we can judge. Tester is a known genotype, that is a recessive parent. Recessive parent. That is a homozygous recessive parent. In this case, here, small w, small w. So on the basis of a phenotype of a recessive individual, we can say that that is in homozygous condition. Go back to Mendel's statement. According to Mendel, homozygous dominant character, dominant trait. Dominant trait is expressed in both homozygous and heterozygous. So according to that, how many genotypes are possible? 2 types of genotypes. In that case, on the basis of phenotype, we are not able to judge the genotype of those 2 individuals. So according to Mendel's statement, dominant trait is expressed in both homozygous, heterozygous. For example, capital T, dominant. Capital T, small t, heterozygous dominant. So in dominant, how many kinds of genotypes are present? Two types, homozygous and heterozygous. But what about a recessive parent with one genotype only? Homozygous only. In that case, heterozygous not possible according to Mendel. Not possible. Okay, so tester is the known one, that is homozygous recessive parent. On the base of phenotype of that one, we can say that that is in homozygous condition. Reason, with a recessive condition, how many appeared? Only fourth box. But what about a dominant condition? First box, second box, third box, F1 also. If all these are mixed on the base of phenotype, nobody, even Mendel also, not able to identify the genotype of that. But what about the genotype of recessive parent? 100% homozygous. Okay, is it clear? So that is about test cross and back cross.